I wanna make love to this tub, ay, to this tub, ay, to this tub, ay. Howdy y'all, I'm Rissy and I review things. Today we've got tons and tons of mini reviews because it's garbage day! Time for me to root through my trash like a post-apocalyptic hobo and give you all the details on products that work and those that didn't and those that I definitely have repurchased. We're gonna kick it off with skincare for the body, followed by skincare for the face, then makeup, and then hair care. Sit back and relax and let's talk trash. It's been almost 4 months since my last Empties video, so into the trash bucket! Kicking it off for skincare on the body, I've got the Uriage Xemose. Yeah, I still can't pronounce it, I'm so sorry. The Uriage Xemose Anti-Itch Soothing Oil Balm. This stuff is absolutely amazing. It was a very, very long cold winter here in northern Alberta, and this stuff was an absolute skin savior on my arms and legs and my back. Anywhere you can possibly get dry, scaly skin, I totally did. This stuff doesn't smell great, and it can get kind of greasy unless you're really vigilant about patting it in, but it completely kills the nasty skin itch and the dry scaly patches, which makes it totally worthwhile. I have not repurchased it, only because spring has finally arrived here. Last week it snowed. Since we're out of the bowels of winter, my skin is less dry, and I don't need this. I will repurchase it, though, once winter rolls back around. Another bottle of the Live Clean Mango and Aloe Butter Body Wash. This stuff is so great. There's very little in the way of objectionable ingredients, and including no added fragrance, though it does have its own very light scent that I think is from the mango butter. It's a cheap foaming body wash that is effective, but also really nice and gentle and helps keep my dry skin moist. Another winner, already repurchased. The Oxy Deep Pore Medicated Acne Pads. I don't use these on my face because they have both alcohol and fragrance in them, but they are absolutely wonderful under the arms after shaving to prevent ingrown hairs. Also, if you get any acne on your body, like for me, sometimes like under my boobs or where my bra strap rubs against my skin sometimes, I can get that, and this takes care of that really, really well. Already repurchased. And, Jesus, Christ. I have 3 Dove Dry Spray Invisible Antiperspirants. This stuff is so great. It doesn't show up on my clothing, and it keeps my armpits nice and dry. Y'all can keep your natural deodorants. I'm a sweaty monster. Inexpensive and great. Already repurchased. Love forever. Onward to skincare for the face. So, I totally finished a tub of CeraVe. For those of you who aren't familiar with this stuff, it's a really powerful ceramide cream. It's got so much moisturizing goodness in it that what the Xemose oil balm was for my body skin in the wintertime, this was to my face. When I first moved to Canada, I was completely unprepared for how just awful it would be to my skin. This stuff is an absolute savior. It also isn't particularly greasy. You think it's gonna be greasy, but it sinks into the skin really well. I have not repurchased it yet, but that's because I'm testing ceramide creams right now, and eventually I'll have a really big review of that. It'll probably take a couple of years though, because I am really thorough about how I test my products. But for the record, this is one of the absolute best things you can do for your skin if it's dry or if you live in a cold, dry climate. Also did not aggravate my acne, and it can be really tough to find a heavy-duty moisturizer that doesn't clog your pores, so A+, CeraVe. Another bottle of delicious snail mucus. This is the CosRx Advanced Snail 96 Mucin Power Essence. It's entirely appropriate that the light from the window is giving this thing like an angelic beatific quality, because that's really what it does for my skin. It's incredibly healing on acne and any kind of redness or irritation. I just can't say enough good things about it. Obviously, I've already repurchase it and probably will do so until like the end of days. If you think rubbing snail mucus on your skin is disgusting, it feels so great. I just love like massaging it on, and while I'm doing that, I mix this stuff with The Ordinary's 100% organic cold-pressed rosehip seed oil. Rosehip seed oil is a very light facial oil, so again, if you have acne, don't be afraid of oils. Actually, some of them can make acne better for some people, and that's the case with me. I found that rosehip seed oil is really good at preventing really nasty acne scars. It's a wonderful, light emollient layer, and it absorbs into the skin really well when you mix it in to the snail mucin. That's one of the great things about this stuff, is that you can mix basically anything into it and it'll absorb more easily into your skin. In addition to the rosehip seed oil, I also mix in this Tamanu oil by the company Tosowoong. It's only 11 milliliters, but it's not very expensive. Because this is 100% oil and it's a very rich oil, you probably don't want a container much larger than this unless you're sharing it with a household of 5 people. Tamanu oil is incredibly rich, nourishing, and healing. One of the very few scientific studies on the stuff, it can help heal burns on your eyeball. So it's really good for the delicate skin on your face. I went through like, I don't know, 2 or 3 bottles of the stuff and have definitely repurchased. Same for the rosehip seed oil, and I'm gonna keep repurchasing. Another really nice moisturizing product that's great to mix in with the snail mucus is the iUNIK Beta-Glucan Power Moisture Serum. This is so great. Now, when I first started it, I got it during the winter because, again, my skin is so dry and itchy, and I found that layering light moisturizers on top of each other does a much better job at keeping my skin hydrated throughout the day than relying on just 1 or 2 really heavy-duty products. I got this, and I thought it was clogging my pores and breaking me out, and it's possible that it was, because I was using an entire dropper on my face in one go, and I broke out really badly. I was very sad about that. I was using it on my body, and it was wonderfully moisturizing, and then it occurred to me, like, maybe just tone down the amount of it that I used, and so I've started just putting 2 big plops into the snail mucin and oil mixture. It's wonderful. When I rub the whole concoction on my face, it makes me first feel like a witch, stirring my concoctions and my unguents and salves, but also it just feels so softening and smoothing on the skin. It's like, soothing, calming, healing. Just really wonderful stuff. To test whether or not it was that good for my skin, I actually went a couple of weeks without repurchasing it, and my skin definitely missed it. So repurchased, really great. 2 of these, oh, my beautiful, beautiful children. So if you haven't watched my review of 38 lip masks, definitely go check it out. This is the Etude Madecassoside Lip Sleeping Mask. This will absolutely change your life if you have dry, scaly, frequently chapped lips. It keeps my lips moist and happy overnight. And it actually serves to gently exfoliate the skin on my lips so that lipstick and whatnot looks better when it goes on. It's plumping, it's healing, and as somebody who's kind of a skin picker, that is absolutely invaluable, and it's really inexpensive. Definitely gonna be repurchasing these forever. Another bottle of the Etude House Sun Jung Sleeping Pack. The Sun Jung line of products is Etude House's all-healing goodness all the time. For those of you who don't know, a sleeping pack is generally something that you use as your last step in the night to help protect your skin and make sure that you lock in all that moisturizing goodness you've already laid down with the rest of your routine. It has carnauba wax in it so that it can mostly stand on its own if your skin is probably like on the oily side or if you have combination skin. For me, with my dry skin, I like to mix it half and half with Vaseline, the original healing jelly. I've got a couple of empty bottles of this stuff. It's really awesome. It just keeps my face so very happy overnight, no matter how dry it is. I haven't repurchased this because I'm testing other sleeping packs, but I have definitely repurchased the Vaseline. I have to say though, other sleeping packs have quite the uphill battle. This stuff is absolutely wonderful. It's very light and it's not greasy, but it is incredibly protective. I freaking love it. So even if you have oily skin and you're worried about clogging your pores, I didn't experience that at all with this stuff. Continuing on the Vaseline line, oh god, this poor packaging. It's all, the stickers are coming off. This is the Vaseline Problem Skin Therapy Intensive Care. It's wonderful as a light layer that I put on right before my sunscreen. It's basically a really light occlusive. An occlusive is anything that helps prevent transepidermal water loss by forming a nice film over your skin. You would think that because it's Vaseline based, it would be really thick and heavy. It's not. This is just a very, very simple moisturizer with Vaseline in it. Before I put on my sunscreen every day, I put a light layer of this on my face. It smooths everything over. It gives the skin a beautiful glow, and again, it helps keep any dry patches from appearing on my cheeks. It's also great as a hand cream or a body cream. It's a wonderful multi-purpose product, and it's very, very inexpensive. Sometimes if it's on sale, it's $4 Canadian. So cheap. Definitely check this out if you would like an occlusive layer on your skin that's just very light and is not going to make you feel gross or slimy or disgusting. Already repurchased. It is with a heavy heart that I inform you my favorite swiping toner, the No. 7 Radiant Results Revitalizing Toning Water, has indeed been discontinued. This is like the second time this has happened to me with a similar product. It's an unfragranced toner with no alcohol, which is very difficult to find in Western skincare. Every night after I'm done washing my face, or in the morning, I don't wash my face at all, but what I do is I take a reusable cotton round, wet it down with this stuff, and wipe over my face just to kind of give it a little bit of an extra clean and very, very mild physical exfoliation. And to make sure at night that I get all of the residue of soap off of my skin. It's really bad to leave that stuff on your skin overnight. It was cheap. It did exactly what I wanted it to. So of course it was discontinued. They replaced it with a bunch of crap that has both fragrance and alcohol in it. And I'm like, no. When I was informed that it had probably been discontinued, I ran out and bought all of the bottles that I could find in multiple drugstores around town. So I still have one more backup that I'm working through, but once that's gone, I'm gonna have to find another replacement. I'm very, very sad about this. No. 7, why? Why? I have a metric ass ton, like TONNE, of facial mists, thermal water facial mists from France. Oh god. I use these to really plump up my skin and make my pores appear temporarily invisible. In between each layer of skincare, I will just mist my face lightly. It also helps products absorb more easily. I've got 4 different brands here, so let's do a quick rundown. The worst is the Vichy. It has the absolute most gorgeous packaging, but the sprayer really sucks. Some of the other ones, like the sprayer, starts to get weird when you're down to the very last dregs, but this stuff, it does it almost right away. It was actually really difficult to get through this bottle, and it's also the most expensive of any of them, probably because of the gorgeous packaging. So fuck this shit, don't bother with it. Then there's the Uriage Eau Thermale. The sprayer becomes defective more towards the end of things, but still too soon for my liking, and it was hard to get all of the product out of here, so meh. Then it's basically a tie between LaRoche-Posay and Avène. I really like both of these, and the bottles have really, really good sprayers. I think the LaRoche-Posay is slightly better than the Avène, as in like I can get more out of this bottle before the sprayer completely malfunctions. Whichever one I use is what was available in the drugstore. Also, the Avène comes in these gigantic bottles, which is what I have repurchased. But if it's not around, then I'll go for this one. Repurchase the Avène. I'm likely to keep repurchasing. Lastly, but certainly not least, is the Makeup Artist's Choice 40% Mandelic Acid Chemical Peel. I'm sure if you've watched any of my Get Ready With Me videos, you've probably noticed that I have some hyperpigmentation on my face, and in order to slowly but surely get rid of that, I do at-home chemical peels. Now, this stuff is powerful, okay? So don't just go out buying this thinking that it's gonna solve all your face problems just by like slathering it on there without taking proper precautions, okay? It can seriously fuck your shit up if you don't know what you're doing. One of my favorite things to do is if I get a zit, I just dab some on with a Q-tip. I do this morning and night, and it just murders zits right in their zit wounds, like even really big ones. A giant cystic under the skin zit, I made it go down, and there was no hyperpigmentation afterwards. This stuff is awesome, but very powerful. Be safe with your chemical peels, kids. Rounding out the facial skincare, I do take supplements and medication that help my skin. One of them is the Sundown Naturals Saw Palmetto. Saw Palmetto is great for your skin if you are a woman. Unless you have prostate cancer, I don't recommend it for men, because what it does is it scavenges free testosterone out of your bloodstream. So not generally a good thing to do if you're a guy. It's always a good idea to talk to your doctor when you're starting supplements. but especially for something that can affect your hormones in a pretty serious way. This helps keep my hair on my head. This helps keep the hair away from here. It keeps down acne as well. I love it. A major force in dealing with my acne is hormonal birth control. It's a lower dose hormone pill. It's made my period go away, which is awesome, and it definitely keeps zits down to a manageable level. Obviously, while hormonal birth control works really well for me, there is no guarantee that it will work the same way for any given person. Talk to your doctor before starting any kind of drugs. Time for makeup! I'm a little nervous about sharing some of this stuff because it's like my trade secrets in terms of making my foundation look really good. The older I get, the more it seems like you can't really get a perfect foundation match buying something at a store, no matter how pricey it is. And it's much better to mix your foundation so that you can get not only the shade that you want, but also the right consistency. My favorite foundation is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. Secret time. In order to make it spread really smoothly across my face, I use this stuff, the Farsali Skin Tune Blur Perfecting Primer Serum. Now, you can just put this all over your face as a makeup primer, and it does a great job of plumping the skin and smoothing out large pores and that kind of thing, but what I prefer to do is just take a couple of dropfuls and mix it into my foundation. It makes things go on much more easily, it makes my foundation look less cakey, less like makeup, and more like skin. It's definitely pricey, and the packaging is not the best because it's kind of a thick, viscous liquid. It can be really hard to get it into the dropper in the first place, but all that aside, it's pretty unique. I've never encountered another product that does what this does. I also kind of like the cucumber scent, which is not artificial. It's just because there's cucumber extract in here. Farsali is a very silly brand that seems to mostly exist for Instagrammers, but this product is solid, and I've repurchased it. Next, in terms of foundation mixers, is the Kevin Aquan Celestial Skin Liquid Lighting in Candlelight. Oh boy. This stuff is not cheap. Again, it's Kevin Aqua, but it lasts a long time. It's a liquid highlighter and a moisturizer because it's got mineral oil in it. Despite rumors to the contrary, mineral oil is not bad for your skin. In fact, it can be really wonderful in terms of moisturizing. So what I do is I mix a couple of pumps of this into my foundation and it counterfeits the dewy glow of youth. I repurchased this during the Sephora sale and I wish never to be parted from it. At some point, I'll probably start testing out other glowy mix-ins, I'm not sure entirely what to call them, liquid highlighters, just to see if I can find something out there that's not nearly as expensive as this is, but man, it's great. Next is the Hourglass Arch Brow Volumizing Fiber Gel. I love a good brow gel. I don't like to spend a lot of time on my eyebrows. What I do is just usually run a gel through them, and this stuff is absolutely amazing. It's really great at like fluffing up your brows, but still making them look natural and not like blocky. The only problem with it is ludicrously expensive. So I'm currently testing out other brow gels right now, but if you have the money to spend and you want something that's gonna do a really great job, I can honestly recommend this. And finally, Haircare. So, much like last time, I've got a couple of bottles of this stuff, the Aveeno Apple Cider Vinegar Blend Shampoo. This is an amazing clarifying shampoo. It will blast nasty gunk right out of your hair. I use a lot of dry shampoo, so it's really helpful for just getting all of that gone and making my hair shiny and soft. It's not expensive, and it is wonderful. Speaking of dry shampoo, I have several bottles of the Batiste dry shampoo, an inexpensive favorite. It really gets the job done, and as long as you comb it out and whatnot, it's not going to be visible. I finally found a color that actually kind of works for my hair, the Brilliant Brunette shade. It's neither blonde nor brown, much like me. Already repurchased. For a new discovery, I have the Revlon Professional Equave Instant Detangling Conditioner. Like a lot of people with delicate curly hair, mine tangles so easily, like especially in the back, and it's really easy to rip it out while I'm combing it. It drives me nuts. I found this stuff on Amazon. It comes from Spain. I'd never heard of it before. It's supposed to be a leave-in conditioner, and it works incredibly well. I just keep this in the shower, spray it on my hair, comb it through, and I don't have to rinse it. It also makes for a really good styling product to just mist it on top before you blow dry or to smooth out any kind of flyaways or frizzy bits. It is an all-purpose freaking awesome savior of dry, curly, frizzy hair. If you have hair that needs a lot of detangling, definitely give this a shot. It's incredibly effective. It also lasts forever. I mean, obviously it comes in this size, which is a little bit unwieldy for the shower. I think I might repurchase it in a smaller size next time. And that is it for, I don't know, what is it, 4 months of Empties? Good God, y'all, I am trashy as fuck. My next video is gonna be another book review, and until then, stay safe and hydrated, and don't forget to mist. Bye, y'all!